Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, just released, and while some people love it, other people think it's overrated. Could this spell trouble for Ninja Theory and the Senua franchise? Welcome everyone to another Sergeant Sentinel gaming review video. I'm SSG, aka Sergeant Sentinel, and today's video is examining the Hellblade franchise, and essentially Ninja Theory versus Microsoft. Can Senua survive? Now, if you are watching this video, thank you so much. I do greatly appreciate it. Be sure to hit that like button if you do enjoy this video. Be sure to share it with someone else who might enjoy it as well. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to hit that bell icon so you can be notified when I upload new content, whether it's live streams, new game review videos, or video game examination pieces like this is. Now, normally I do a lot of live streams and I do game review videos. I don't really speculate on video games too much, but with the state of Microsoft as it pertains to Xbox, I've been thinking about this issue a lot, and I really wanted to put this video together, especially since I just finished reviews of the first two Hellblade games. But first things first, let's talk about the Hellblade franchise. Now, for those of you that are unfamiliar with it, Hellblade 1 released quite a few years ago on last generation consoles. It was not an Xbox exclusive like Hellblade 2 is, and it impressed some people with how it tackled mental health issues and the beautiful story it crafted, but the gameplay wasn't really as exceptional as some of the stuff out there for people that are used to playing games like Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto and stuff like that. And to be honest, in the first game's defense, that wasn't what he was trying to do. You played as a warrior as she navigated through hell, trying to save the soul of a loved one that was deceased. And Hellblade 2 kind of follows in that tradition, except you're not trying to save someone's soul. She's trying to save a certain group of people. I'm not going to put spoilers in any of these statements if I can absolutely avoid it, so I'm not going into that, but just know that she is on another personal journey, and she's really trying to do right by someone by taking out bad guys that other people can't necessarily deal with. However, the second game is built with Unreal Engine 5, and it truly feels like a hybrid between a video game and an interactive movie almost, a next-gen cinematic experience. But as we all know, Xbox is no longer run by gamers. It's run by Microsoft. Microsoft answers to shareholders, and these shareholders are not gamers. They don't give a shit about this new form of art. They don't care. They don't care at all if a game is fun or if the fans love it. They do not care. They care about the bottom line. If a game or a studio is not making money, they want to cut their losses and move on. And even with the game like Hi-Fi Rush that garnered such praise, even though they said that's the type of game they're looking for, Microsoft killed the studio. And on the day they killed the studio, or the day after, I'm sorry, according to this headline, they said, hey, these are the types of games we needed. And it's like, why did you not keep the studio open if everybody loved this game and these are the types of games you needed? Because Microsoft right now is run by shareholders who all have their heads stuck up their asses. That's the issue. Now I know what you're going to say already. Well, the studio was performing poorly, or people had already left, or this or that. Stop. Stop making excuses for one of the wealthiest corporations on the planet that does not give a shit about you. Stop. Microsoft has more money than a lot of third world nations, so you need to stop defending a $3 trillion company. Stop it. They don't need you to white knight for them. They don't. They have lawyers and they have attorneys and they have lobbyists and all that other stuff. They don't need you to make excuses for them. If they are doing things that harm the medium, call them out on it. Don't let them slide. And this circles back to Ninja Theory. I didn't finish Hellblade 1 when it first came out. I played maybe through the first chapter and I said, oh, you know what, this just isn't for me. It's boring, it's mundane. You know, this isn't even a video game. This is like a walking simulator. And I know you've heard people say that about Hellblade, and even Hellblade 2, and I don't think that's fair. That's definitely not fair, because these games are so much more than that. And I wanted to go back, and I wanted to really give this game, this series, these developers the due that they're owed. From me as a gamer who's always talking about phenomenal experiences and fun games and pushing the envelope to next gen, I'm always talking about that. And I said, you know what? I said, I'm going to set time aside where I'm going to play Hellblade 1. I'm going to start over. I'm not going to start from my previous save. I'm going to start completely over. I'm going to wear the headphones. And I'm going to be absorbed into that world. I'm going to be in Senua's boots as she deals with psychosis, with losing her mind, with descent into hell. And it was unlike an experience I've ever had in my life with a video game. And I've never dealt with psychosis in my real life anyway. But my point is that they crafted an amazing experience that's unlike anything else in gaming. And yes, the combat wasn't up there with something like Middle-earth: Shadow of War, but that's an action game, and it's not as much about immersion as it is about action. The Hellblade series is all about immersion. And with Hellblade 2 using Unreal Engine 5, a lot of people are saying it's the most beautiful game that they've ever seen. Like I said in my review, I can't say if it's the most beautiful game I've ever seen, but off the top of my head, if you said, well, name a more beautiful game, I would honestly say I don't know if I can. Because if it's not the most beautiful game I've ever seen, it is in the top running for the most beautiful game I've ever seen, without a doubt. And yes, some people said the gameplay from the second one is a little shallow compared to the first one. Agreed. I put that in my review. But I also think that what they did with Hellblade 2 was absolutely phenomenal from an immersion standpoint. The sound quality, the sound production is still on par with the first, which was exceptional, by the way. And the graphics are absolutely amazing. It's hard to distinguish between cutscenes and when you're actually controlling the character, because it's that good. It's that seamless. And it's a testament just to how good Ninja Theory truly are at their craft, creating these games. They're phenomenal. And I think everybody who has Game Pass should check out Hellblade 2. If you haven't played Hellblade 1, obviously play that first. Play Hellblade 2. But then that makes me worried. That makes me concerned. That makes me scared. Because I realize that Microsoft, that evil corporation, basically the Galactic Empire in real life, that they're looking at any weakness and they're wanting to cut it out. And I'm afraid that if Hellblade 2 doesn't do well enough because, like I said, it's kind of ahead of its time, I'm afraid that Microsoft is going to close Ninja Theory, and they absolutely do not deserve that. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I do greatly appreciate it. I know this video is going to ruffle some people's feathers. Some people want to defend Microsoft like Microsoft is their father-in-law or some shit. And I urge them to stop. I'm not disrespecting Ninja Theory at all. I think they're a phenomenal studio. They're probably one of the best that Xbox has. And if they get closed like Tango Gameworks, I'm going to be pissed. And you should be too. So, if you are watching this video, again, thank you so much. I do greatly appreciate it. If you did enjoy it, please hit that like button. Make sure to share it with someone else who might enjoy it as well. If you have thoughts, leave it in the comment section below. I'd love to get a discourse about this game and about this situation going. I'd love to hear it, and I almost always reply to the comments. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. This is SSG, aka Sergeant Sentinel. Take it easy, gamers.